Mark chapter number 5. I want to look at verse number 37. Read down to verse number 42, and we'll take our flight from there and have us out of here so we can enjoy family and dinner and be back here tonight at 6. Verse number 37, it reads in your hearing. It says, "And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. And he cometh to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly. When he was come in, he said unto them, Why make ye this ado and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth." Verse number 40, "And they laughed him to scorn. But when," here's my phrase I want to draw my text from, "when he had put them all out, he taketh the father and the mother of the damsel," or the daughter, "and them that were with him," Jesus, "and entereth in where the daughter or the damsel was lying." Verse 41, "And he took the damsel by the hand and said unto her, Talitha cumi," which is being interpreted, "Damsel, I say unto thee, arise." 42 says, "And straightway the damsel or the daughter arose and walked, and she was of the age of 12 years. And they were astonished with great astonishment." I want to look at verse number 40 again to see what transpired when Jesus makes the statement and says, "Look, the daughter is not dead, but sleepeth." Verse 40 says, when they heard that, they laughed at him. They laughed him to scorn. But Jesus did something. But when he put them all out, they put him out the house and put him out the room, except for the mother, the father, and the three that were with Jesus. When he put them all out, I want to preach for the next few minutes. He's doing it behind closed doors. Won't you just encourage somebody? Say, "I don't know what you need from the Lord, but whatever it is, he's doing it behind closed doors." Just encourage somebody else. Say, "He's doing it behind closed doors." He's doing it behind closed doors. What God is getting ready to do for some of you, everyone is not going to be privy to what God's getting ready to do. What God desires to do, what he is setting the stage to do for you. Everyone is not going to be positioned to watch it happen in your life. I think the thing that we really need to understand primarily about this particular reading is that I believe that this particular reading today is going to offer some type of encouragement to those who feel like, "God, what about me?" It's offering a kind of peace that God is still working on my behalf. It's offering a reason to hold on to God. Because to truly understand chapter number 5, and we kind of jump right in the middle of the reading, but to truly understand chapter 5, you have to kind of go back up to the top and to kind of see how this whole thing unfolds. Because the gospel that's written by Mark, his writing is a little different than Matthew's and Luke, because Matthew's perception of Christ, he was trying to prove to his listeners that the Messiah of the New Testament was the God of the Old Testament. So he often spoke about the Father in reference to Jesus, and he is the Messiah. He's the one that we talked about from the Old Testament. He was God revealed in the New Testament, but he was God concealed in the Old Testament. Mark comes from a different angle because his listeners, Mark wrote to the Romans. The Romans were action people. They didn't care about the genealogy. They weren't really concerned about the aspect of where the Messiah came from. Their whole thing was, what did he do? What did he come to do? They want to know more about the action side of Christ. They want to know more about his mission. So Mark opens up and he uses terms like straightway, which means immediately. Talks about, when Jesus would come in and speak and bind enemies and heal, he would say, and straightway they got up and straightway they moved and immediately. I believe that this is the season that God is going to do something immediately for those that are looking for his hand to work. Is anybody here waiting on God to move swiftly in your life, swiftly in your affairs? I don't know about you, but it appears to me that I think the reason why the praise is so intense today is because that there are some desperate praisers in the building. People that have come in and said, I don't care who's looking at me today, but what I need from God today goes beyond what I'm wearing today. It goes beyond my emotional state. How I'm praising God today, I'm really trying to catch his attention because I need God to move on my behalf, and I need God to tap me on the shoulder and say, straightway it's happened. I believe that if we can just hold on to what this atmosphere is doing right now, I believe that great results would take place because of that. I believe God is trying to speak to us about our faith in him, and if we're still willing to hold on to the promises that God has given you. And I know the enemy would try to pull you out of the clutches of God's grace and pull you away from the place where God promised you. I believe the enemy would try to magnify everybody else's blessing, but then try to tell you God is not going to hear you. Want to encourage some of you today that God is no respecter of persons. God is not just blessing the north side. He's not just blessing those who live in Spanos. He's not just blessing Brookside folk. My God, God is blessing folk down, my God, on the south side of town. God is opening avenues and opening opportunities. God is making known that his power is for anyone who believes in the power and the grace of God. God is not concerned about what type of car you drive. God is not concerned, my God, about how much money you make. God is trying to tell you, if you need me, I am still here. I'm so glad the choir chose the song, His Blood Still Works, because it helps us to understand that God is not just looking at certain individuals, but his blood, my God, that was shed on Calvary's cross, it was shed for anyone whosoever believeth in him, let him come. And I believe God is telling us today, if you need something from me, all you have to have is a thirsty heart, my God, and a hungry attitude. My God, you've got to be the one that says, if nobody wants it, I want it. My God, what you tell somebody, say, if you don't want it, give it to me. My God, the thing about it is you've got to always keep inside, my God, the crevices of your mind that any day now God can turn the thing around. At any moment, God can shift things. At any given time, God can flip you from the back of the line and move you to the front of the line. At any given moment, my God, the phone call will come and say, we've been trying to reach you. My God, it's almost like Daniel when the Bible says Daniel was seeking God and he began to pray and to fast, and the Bible says that his prayers went up to the Lord, but his response didn't come for 21 long days. And the Bible said that God dispatched an angel by the name of Gabriel to come down with the message to give to Daniel. But as Gabriel was coming down to the earth to give Daniel the message from God, the Bible said that the angel was met midway in the air by the prince of Persia, or a demon power that was trying to hinder the flow of God and the message back to Daniel. And then Gabriel had to send for backup. The Bible said that Michael the archangel came and began to do spiritual warfare in the atmosphere. My God, and Gabriel was let loose and got back to Daniel and said, Daniel, I come with the answer from God, but let me tell you that God heard you when you first prayed. I come to tell God, I feel like preaching. Let me slow down just a little bit. But I come to tell somebody that God has heard you the first day you prayed. I know that you've been struggling. I know that you've been heavy laden. I know that you've been kind of wishy-washy. I know that you've been on the verge of wanting to give up and back up and leave. But God told me to tell you, I heard you the first time you prayed. And if you can just hold on just a little while longer, you might got to stand there all by yourself. But I guarantee you that the wait, there will